City Kitty says, I know why Cody threw a suit jacket into the audience on SmackDown. Listen, Bully Ray pointed that out on Busted Open earlier this morning. He said, as soon as that suit jacket went to the crowd, he said, I knew something was up. Let's talk about the night one main event. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, the much anticipated contract signing on Friday night SmackDown. And Andy, we all know that contract signings always go sideways. I don't know that I've ever seen one that's actually gone well, and it didn't go well for Cody Rhodes, because Andy, if there are three things in this life that are for sure things, it's death, taxes, and a bloody Cody Rhodes on the way to WrestleMania. 3 years in a row now. At one point or another, Cody Rhodes has been left in a bloody mess. But this time, Andy, at the hands of his mentor, his best friend, Randy Orton. Your reaction when you watch this whole thing unfold?
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right that you're getting into WrestleMania season when Cody starts bleeding. So, by the way, I don't know if they used a blood packet or if he bladed, because that was the best looking blood WWE's had in a long time.
Especially when you looked at the pictures they posted of him and Gorilla afterwards.
I think he might have bladed. I really do. I quickly realized during the contract signing how fast this heel turn needed to happen. Because as they were going back and forth, trying to be all buddy babyface, both of them kind of going back and forth, I realized I don't think you could do this for the next, 4 to 5 to 6 weeks, however long it is, going into WrestleMania every single week to kind of tease the turn and it still have intrigue. Like, I think this is, if you wanted people to forget about the whole Drew McIntyre debacle, which we'll talk about here in a minute because they keep pouring on. But if you wanted people to forget about that, this was the best way to do it, because now everybody is focused on this segment and focused on what Randy did. It felt like 08 Randy. It felt like bald Randy coming in to kick everybody and home invasions and everything else that man did, which is, in my opinion, the best version of Randy Orton is that run. And so I'm all for it. But I quickly realized, like, this needed to happen tonight, because I don't think people's interest would have got you all the way to Mania and got the same reaction that you got on Friday night at Mania. So I think they did it really well, and really picked like the perfect time to just kind of do it out of nowhere.
They did. And then next week they're going to be in North Carolina in Horseman Country in Cody Rhodes' backyard. I mean, I know we're looking ahead, but I would keep Cody Rhodes off TV next week. Let Randy just have the spotlight by himself. Let him cut a vicious promo on Dusty or whatever he's going to do. I don't know, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, we're in Flair country too. So, does he show up?
Who knows what his contract situation is?
That's what I'm saying.
He's going to take a bag no matter what. So, I mean, it's gonna
but I mean, there's history with Rick and Randy, obviously, and everything that's going into it. So,
dude, if you let Randy open the show and he and Rick doesn't show, Randy just cuts this promo about history and royal family, like you mentioned tonight on Raw, dude, and you have him immediately leave the arena, but he bumps into Charlotte on the way out.
Yeah.
Oh, like something like that would be awesome. Just
yeah.
I mean, obviously there's not going to be anything physical there, but something like that would be really cool.
You never know.
Well, you
never know. It's Randy. I mean, he's RKO'd a woman or two in his time, so you never really know.
That's true. He has. Man, yeah, like you said it, this thing got personal really, really fast. And you could tell. I want to lay this out for everybody watching and listening. If you're listening on podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, if you watch Randy the whole time, his body language is not this buddy like Cody thinks it is. Like Cody is walking into this like this is a gentleman's match. The bell's going to ring and I'm going to get the best Randy Orton. You're going to get the best Cody Rhodes. At the end of the day, we're going to hug and blah, blah. And Randy says, no, I need that championship. If you listen to his promo, Andy, he says this was supposed to be easy. It was not supposed to be hard. He didn't want to have to do this to Cody. He expected to do it to Drew, but now he has to do what he has to do to Cody Rhodes. And the Viper, the legend killer, 0809 Randy Orton, has to come out so that he can get number 15. Andy, we talk about the three, two lefts don't make a right, but three do, and maybe the backwards way that we've gotten here. But Andy, for a year and a half, Randy Orton's been staring at that championship for a year and a half. And the minute that it goes off of Cody Rhodes, Randy jumps into action. He gets the number one contender spot. He's going after the title. He doesn't think he has to do this to his friend, but now he does. So, Andy, I posed this question in the title of this episode, so I'm going to pose it to you now. You said it when you started talking about this, that this heel turn had to happen. Is this really a heel turn? Or is this just true Randy Orton coming out and he's been buried for 5 years?
I think the answer is yes to both, because Randy, in his nature and who he is a heel.
Yeah.
Like, even babyface Randy hears voices and starts tweaking, like that's just who Randy is. So I think it is just the true Randy Orton coming out, that he is, quote unquote, suppressed since returning and all these other opportunities that he had. And now, like, as full-fledged legend killer Randy Orton. Because again, like the interview tonight on Raw, that was very menacing heel Randy Orton. That was exactly what we kind of have been hoping and waiting for when it comes to him. So I would lean out and say, yes, this is a heel Randy Orton. I hope in return we don't get the white meat babyface of Cody Rhodes.
Right.
I hope now we get, okay, this is what we're doing. I don't want to have to do this either, but you don't know who I really am and how I can get as maniacal and as evil as you can. And we go down that path heading into WrestleMania. At this point, I don't feel like, depending on how we get there, I don't think this is going to be like a one-on-one singles regular match. I could see them adding a stipulation to this.
Yeah.
Even like a steel cage or something like that, to where they can just are able to have a blow-off feud or a blood feud going into WrestleMania, where they're actually able to meet that standard too.
Well, I mean, I immediately, as soon as all this happened, I think, as much as the match maybe didn't pay off, 09 Triple H versus Randy Orton, like this is that storyline 1000%.
Yeah.
And you can execute it that way. That wasn't a blow off to that feud. That feud happened throughout their whole career. So I think, yes, you can build this to WrestleMania, but it is a travesty if that's the only time that we get this, the way that they're telling this story. I mean, you said that Randy's RKO'd a woman or two in his day. Please bring Brandy into this, please. I need Brandy in this, because that is what is going to propel Cody Rhodes into this not white meat babyface. You RKO Brandy in the middle of the ring, you're going to see another side of Cody Rhodes. You're going to see steel cage. You're going to see whatever the case may be. So, I mean, like I said, I think the bottom line here is, as long as we get more than one match out of this, then I'm good with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. And I don't even need it to be like back to back. I think we could give it a little while. Maybe even, we talked about this after it happened. Maybe this is a way after Mania to write Cody off TV for a little bit.
Yeah.
Give him a little time off, and then heading into, Money in the Bank or something like that, he can come back fiery and going after Randy, and we kind of pick it back up going into it. Because I don't think you're going to have Cody lose 3 times in a row to Randy, but right. I don't think you want to give the title to Randy and have him drop it, or have Cody just win at Mania and then lose it the next month,
right?
To Randy. So I think we are going to see more than one. I just think they're probably going to stretch it out through the course of the year, or 2 years or 3 years, knowing them. We could be looking at match number 2 at WrestleMania 4 years from now. But I do agree. Like, I think we need more than one, especially depending on how it ends at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's going to be the key, man, is we're talking about how cool it could be and what the lead up could be. And we can want this fight forever and this, that, and the other. But how is this first one going to end? Because that's going to tell a lot about where we go. You said maybe Cody gets a couple months off. Maybe Cody wins the first time. If Cody wins the first time, do we even need more? You know, obviously if Randy wins, Cody's going to chase the championship back, but you know, what's the timeline look like? Is Randy a true heel if he does win? And you know, who goes after him after that? And you know, does he just put Sami Zayn out to pasture and you know, whatever, you know what I mean? You know? So it'll be interesting to see how this is all booked. Again, Randy with a surprise appearance on Monday Night Raw tonight. Did not expect that whatsoever. Quickly, who was he on the phone with? He was on the phone when Michael Cole asked him for the interview, and he said, hang on. And he finished talking, and he said, it was good to catch up with you. You know, something about, I wish I would have talked to you sooner or something like that. They would catch up. Who was he talking to?
My best guess is that's probably Ted DiBiase Jr.'s one phone call from jail, to get him involved in the storyline somehow, some way. Wow. You know, you got to add him. I wonder how they're going to bring him, because he's probably going to get brought up one way or another. You kind of have to. Like, he's the Moxley of the group, even though Moxley didn't do anything and is not in trouble or anything. Right. So, you know, I think there are, I don't know, like, the more I've thought about it, you know, maybe because of where they're at next week, what if it's Flair? Like, maybe he's not talking about an actual family, but like a wrestling family.
Yeah.
So, like, what if he's talking to Flair, or what if he's, you know, talking to Batista or Triple H or somebody like that he, you know, you can bring Evolution into this. You know, maybe, and I hope it's not. I pray it's not, because if it is, you will hear an explosion in the state of Tennessee, not just from me, but also from City Kitty. If it's The Rock, I'm out. I'm out on this main event. I'm out on this feud. I don't want to see it happen. So I don't think it is, but again, you never know when it comes to WrestleMania season.
Listen, I want it to be Rock just to see you all's reaction. I do.
See, we're already.
See, please listen. If it's Rock, we always go down this path. We
do, because you have to.
You have to.
Because the one time you don't, guess who it actually is.
Yeah, exactly. So if it were me, I wouldn't. If it's Rock, I wouldn't reveal him until WrestleMania, obviously.
If he's there.
If he's there, of course. But I wouldn't reveal it until WrestleMania. I think it's an easy one, because he said wrestling has more than one royal family. You said it might not be an actual family. No, I think it's actual family. I think it's his dad. I think it's Cowboy Bob Orton. I think Cowboy Bob shows up next week, especially if something happens and Rick is there.
Yeah.
Gets blasted from behind by the cast of the broken arm that hasn't healed, and
they'll never heal.
Yes. I just think it's perfect. I think it's Cowboy Bob, and yeah, I mean,
it's also kind of a stretch, but like you mentioned, Four Horsemen country, it could be Arn.
It could be Arn. Yep.
Like, I think Arn could easily show up at some point too. To tell Cody, but I think it's to tell Cody, like, you can't be Cody Rhodes. They're going to pull the Glock back out again and say, you got to put it in him. Like, you got to take him out. You got to take him out. I think, honestly,
this is not AEW. This is a publicly traded.
Hey, it's Arn Anderson.
Yeah,
it's Arn Anderson.
I know. Oh my goodness.
You don't care what he says.
I think Arn is, I didn't even think of that. I think Arn is a great way to motivate Cody in this thing, especially if you bring Arn back after Brandy gets RKO'd.
Yeah.
Then Arn gets RKO'd, or, switch them around, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that would be great. I would do it. I mean, Dustin, you never, probably not going to happen, but you never know.
Probably not.